You want me to send it to this number? Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to put my phone on the little pedestal. I do have a video that I had earlier, but it didn't. I had difficulties. Alright, hopefully my phone doesn't fall. My wife, she's dealing with the AC people right now. But, so we get a little bucket of worms, bucket of dirt. These are the original worms I bought. I just got it from a garden center, Wabash here in Houston. So, get a little closer. So we got this little cute basket. We're just sifting the stuff. And that's it. And as you can see, look how wet my cardboard is. Like if you take a close up, you'll be able to see some water coming out of that. So you want it dripping, but you don't want it drenched per se. So I do have some food left in here that I gave them, which is banana. So I'm just gonna leave it on there because they really enjoy sweets. They really love banana. Getting sifted is what's not going through is just the bigger pieces that they can definitely keep breaking down. Let me move this because you want to see exactly what I'm doing over there. That's it. And there's the last bit of it. So there's 3 bins, and basically we just bought a little plastic dresser drawer from Walmart. Let's put the rest of it in.
See, that's why you over here working on the sweat. You have too much in the sifter.
So yeah, so I was saying I just bought it from Walmart. It's like $15. And I just drilled some holes in it. And that's it. And that is our worm castings. So check that out. So it's cool. Like everybody had said that it just feels different. And it does. It's like a grainy, mealy mud. It's pretty cool stuff. So this is basically already all done up. They didn't start with a lot of stuff. It's basically cardboard and a little bit of peat moss.
You need more?
Yeah. So I always do a wet layer, cardboard, a thin layer of peat moss, another wet layer. The reason why I do it like this is because I didn't drill any holes in the bottom. Because I don't want, give me one more. I don't want to have any of that worm tea that everybody talks about, that leachate. Simply because I don't want to worry about the bins being too wet. So all of this, you know, I didn't know any of this 2 days ago. I just started reading a whole bunch of agricultural stuff from Texas A&M, some YouTube videos, and just learning as much as possible. So yeah, so there you have it. So this is our first worm sift.
Do we want to put the rest of this?
I'm very happy.
On this?
I don't know what to do with that rest of that cardboard, because what are we doing with this? This is ready to use.
I thought that this was the eggs so that they can hatch more.
Oh, okay. Well, there are a lot of eggs in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, well, you know what? I'm going to feed them first. Just so we could have, you know, food ready to go. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into feeding the rest.
That bottom one, do we want to put it back into a drawer?
I don't know what you're saying. Hold on. So this is the worm feed, the worm chow that I made. Has like 6 or 7 items in there. Has like some sweet feed, some beet pulp, oyster shell, has rabbit food, alfalfa sprouts, wild bird seed, I don't know, some other stuff in there. I'll get a list later on. But what you want to do is basically for a tub like this, since there's going to be a lot of eggs in here, I mean there is a lot of eggs, there's going to be a lot of worms, I just want to give it like a nice little sprinkle. Or we could even salt bay it. Hold on, let me do it. Okay. Just a nice even sprinkle everywhere. And that should be enough, you know, just to cover it. Kind of like you're seasoning a steak. So that should be enough. And then my wife is going to put more cardboard on top. And then over here, let's see if I should move it. Let's move everyone. So over here, I'm going to put the worm chow right down the middle. Alright, so that's about 2 to 3 tablespoons of worm chow. Now, I'm just going to leave it like this just to see. It's uncovered.
But it's going to go back into the drawers.
Yeah, it's going to go back into the drawers. It's going to be dark in there. But the worms are going to come out and just be all over this. And the reason why I put it in the middle is because instead of mixing it up, I want to see how much they're eating. So I want to see if this is enough. Okay. So just move that out of the way. And then this one, the worm bins, they're all the same. They look a little different simply because we don't want to waste the material that we already had.
Here, let me see this. Topping.
All right. So this cardboard is,
Almost completely.
yes, it's basically disintegrating in my hands. But there you go. And then we can move this out the way. And we got this one. So I'm gonna move this one back to the tray. Back to the bin. We're not gonna keep them in this tray yet because this is like when there's more worms in there. So this is basically the little bins, the white see-through ones. That's basically like, I guess in a sense, our nursery. And then once they're ready to go, they're going to be in here. And the reason is because they'll be able to breed more here because it's more open. All right, so let me grab this. Move this. All right. So let's just level it all up. Hide the worms.
Put the feed.
Feed this right down the middle. All right. And that's it.
Put the paper on.
Oh, thank you. So I forgot the paper. Paper is important because you want to kind of protect them from light, protect them from moisture loss.
And this one is the top one.
And also this one's the top one, so that's why we have a little thicker barrier there. I'm going to push it down to where you can see the holes because I don't want them escaping. All right.
That side, right by your thumb.
What?
The side, on your right side. Push that. Thank you.
All right, so let me walk you over to where we're gonna go. It's a mess because we have two dogs and they've been fighting. See, that's some of the feed there that we use. Oh, corn. Corn is another one. So these two containers are what we have the feed in, and we just need to grind it up. A rain barrel back there. Mr. Horsey here. So this is our bin from Walmart, like I was telling y'all. Yeah, there you have it. It's $15. It's working very well. I originally started with 250 worms. I divided that into 3 containers, and now we see a lot of eggs and a lot of itty bitty worms. So the way that you count this, that I discovered, was that you basically divide your area. Let me put you right back up. So you divide your area into segments. So you say you have a square, right? You do quadrants, and then you just count how many worms are in each quadrant, right? You can do it that way, or you can just count the quadrant. You could just grab the fistful, count how many worms are in that quadrant, and then multiply it by the other, so by 4. Or basically just divide it up depending on how big or how deep your bin is. You just divide it up, and then just make sure you count each section, and then you multiply by the sections that you have. Let me show you another thing I think is amazing. So yesterday we finished this chicken coop for little baby chicks. They're inside right now. We don't want to put them out just yet. We bring them out every now and then just for like a little recess. But
Because it gets too cold at night.
it gets too cold at night. But also, I'm kind of weary about our dogs. You know, both of our dogs, they, I don't know what's wrong with them, but we had some quails and they were attacked and they're no longer here. So, but yeah, you know, take a look at my garden also. So we have some banana trees. We got some passion fruits back there. This is a loquat. We got lemonade, pink lemonade, and then lime, orange, tangerine. I got some here in the bottom. Oops. I got some pineapples. I got some Chinese broccoli. I got scorpion, ghost peppers, actually, not scorpion pepper. 3 tomato plants. And that's it. Did you want to say anything?
No.
Yeah, come here. So, the reason why we're doing this is because you know, we wanted to start doing some sustainable, some sustainable living, and she doesn't like the camera. So we wanted to do some sustainable living, and we started getting into gardening. We're both chefs. We started getting into gardening, and our garden is on the other side. We don't have much over there. For whatever reason, our first garden bed just grew grass. Our second one has potatoes, some tomatoes, and our watermelons look like they're not doing so well. But I think it's because just the area is just so small. Our squashes are doing fantastic, and so are our beans. So it's beautiful over there. But so we got into gardening, and then, you know, little by little we kept learning more about gardening. We got into worms because of the gardening, and now we're doing worm farming. I mean, our plan is to do worm farming, so selling some worms, selling the castings, and then also do up some compost. And the difference between us and everyone else is that everything is, of course, you know, organic. You know, there's no crazy stuff going in there. We're gonna make it as earthly as possible. Our mulch is going to be pre-inoculated with microcorrosial stuff, just that fungus, to help it break down. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. Another one is because it's very beneficial. So if you ever use our product, then you'll be able to grow mushrooms also. It's going to be the wine cap mushroom. But it'll also attract others. It's going to have a lot of bio life in there, bioavailability. I'm trying to do it to where the formula for the mulch would have at least 70 different types of life in there. Like nematodes, worms, bacteria. You know, it's going to be a lot of different strains of bacteria that is going to help with the gardening, with the breaking down process. And we do that, you know, just by adding certain types of foods in there. You know, it's truly some of the sweeter side because they attract a lot of the bacteria that we need. But yeah, so what are we going to have? So our Etsy shop is called Earthly Bounty Garden. And we're going to eventually, once everything is ready, this is just the beginning steps, but once everything is ready, we're going to have some red wigglers. I'm only going to do red wigglers. We're going to have some of those for sale. We're going to have the casings for sale. And then we're also going to do, I'm working on an instant compost tea mix. I learned about compost tea, but you have to brew it, which I have no problem brewing it, but the lifespan of it is maybe 48 hours. So I don't want to sell people basically just brown water. I want it to really be effective in the garden. So I'm working on an instant compost tea with a lot of bioavailability as well. So basically the instant compost tea is going to be the same as our compost that we're going to make, but it's just going to be instant. So basically no brewing. You can still brew it if you choose to, but you don't have to. So basically, I really think that everything that's going to go in the tea is just going to be finely ground, and I'm thinking that's going to be the best way. Also adding a little bit of different types of fertilizers, not just the worms, but also some bat guano, some fish poop, just different kinds, just to attract all kinds, like a full spectrum of bacteria and just life. Um, yeah, and I think that's all I have for you guys today. So our shop is open technically, but I don't have anything in there. I'm gonna start posting stuff in there. So yeah, if you want to just check us out, it's Earthly Bounty Garden on Etsy. I'm not going to have a specific page or YouTube, anything for it, because I'm using this channel as our, I guess, journey, video vlog journey vlog. There you go. Uh, so because it's just my journey of going from being a chef and being interested in food to going into IT. So I'm currently studying to be a computer science. Well, I'm a computer science major. I'm not studying to be a computer scientist, even though you could call me that, but I don't think it works that way anymore. So I work in networking, but I'm taking up also another computing. So that's brand new. It's very exciting. So I'll bring you some computing stuff. I'm not doing a lot of IT stuff right now because everything basically just doing the work. I mean, it's just, it takes a long time. So I can't show cool stuff that I've learned because it's not that I haven't learned it, but it's and the general picture is relatively small. Even though it's taken me a long time, it's really minute, to make a video on it. But once I get a lot of stuff on that, I'll definitely bring some stuff on that. But yeah, that's it. Reach out if y'all have any questions, if y'all want to know anything. But yeah, thank you for watching.